Everyone. So Helen, we're going to start from the top. How's that? And from the current slide. I'm always having a hard time with this, so I'll make that very small. And there we have domestic travel. And then I was saying that cruising has been paused. We all know that. And international travel is on hold. Canadians are subject to a 14-day quarantine period upon return from outside Canada. So most of us are pretty much staying put. And Banff, that's an option for us, for the Canadians. And then for the Americans, next week, we're going to talk about all the amazing travel that's available in the US, but I think we might just be focusing on Alaska. It's such a beautiful, beautiful state. And then my guest next week is going to be Ernie, who is the regional sales manager from G Adventures. So Ernie's going to bring a lot of information to this travel chat next week. So basically, I've been at home, and there's my hometown. There's a picture of my home. And my go-to site always, and I'm sure you're going to have a go-to site locally for you, is Blog Toronto. Anything I want to find, I'm finding it on Blog Toronto. And in this case, I wanted to know if I wanted to go for a walk, where are the most beautiful walks? And then I'm going to touch on a few other ideas like discover a new place for a picnic. There are so many parks in every city that go undiscovered. Check them out, have a picnic. Plan a spa day. This used to be one of my favorite spots when I lived in the Ottawa area, the Nordique Spa. There are spas everywhere. Have a spa day. Visit a winery. Living in Toronto, we're really not far from the Niagara region, although I believe this was taken somewhere in around Tuscany. But just to give you an example, visit a winery. Next, my favorite. This is a place that I venture to at least once a week. It's about a mile, 1.5 kilometers from my home, roughly, and it's one of the most beautiful trails in the city. I just love it. Or you really want to get on a boat? Go sightseeing. Go sightseeing on your local rivers. There's so many options. Here's one in the Thousand Islands in Ontario. Absolutely gorgeous spot. Try glamping. I think that looks like a lot of fun. Glamping. I don't know how rough it is when you're in such a beautiful bed, but
I'd rather go glamping than camping, I think.
Go glamping? Glamping looks pretty darn nice to me. And so other things, I didn't even know about this, but my nieces and nephew went on a safari. They drove through the Toronto Zoo. And like most attractions, whether it be the zoo, a museum, a gallery, like most attractions, wherever you go, check the website. See if you need to purchase a ticket in advance. Many, many attractions have timed entries, and you can no longer show up at the ticket office and buy a ticket on the spot for many attractions. So check that out in advance, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be the zoo. It could be anything you're thinking of. Check it out first. And then also, of course, you're going to find many places are going to require that you have your face covered. So make sure you have a mask handy. Here's a site, and I've got sites for the US as well. But this one I really liked. It really got me because it said Canada Nice. We didn't invent it, but we're perfecting it. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm going to go with it. And I love this site because it gives you all kinds of information, where to go, what to do, helps you plan. And key, they've got this link here for COVID-19. It tells you everything up to the minute, what you need to know for Canadians with regards to traveling and what to expect. And this Canada Nice site, it just gives you something to do in every province. And there's many options. And then for the US, I got stuck on this slide last time too. Don't know what the problem is with that. Let's go here. The next one was Alberta. Alberta was, from Canada Nice, it will take you to various other, there's links there. It'll take you to other provinces, other territories, and you can look further. And then once there, you can drill down even further with the websites that are being provided, the links to their websites. And then one thing that I've noticed I thought was kind of fun is the drive-ins are really having a comeback. In fact, I had put this in my presentation, and then the following day, I got invited to a meetup group going to the drive-in together. I just thought that was fun. And drive-ins are everywhere. And here's a map of Southern Ontario and all these various drive-ins, but they're everywhere. Like for my friends in Buffalo, this is an old picture, so this is not what's playing this weekend, but the Transit Drive-In. Gosh, yeah, I know the Transit Drive-In. You have to keep in mind that Buffalo from Toronto, as the crow flies, is about 60 miles. So it's really, really close. It's almost a 2-hour drive because you have to drive around the lake, but as the crow flies, they're so close. And there's so many things, again, because pre-COVID, I would often find myself going to the Western New York area. I would turn to guides such as this, the Western New York Explorer Guide, or, you know, a community website in the Buffalo area. But here's something that is an amazing website, this Afar. They have travel guides. When you click on that, you can get guides from around the world. As you can see, there's North America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, South America, and Africa. And then once you click on that destination, they'll tell you where you may want to eat, drink, shop, stay, things to do. So I was clicking on it and it brought me to Buffalo. And then from there, it brought me to this other link. And there's just a host of information. And then this is always my standby. I never fail to check this one out. I love New York, but there's going to be one for your state or province as well, something similar. And then obviously, for those that I've had a few people ask me about the American Steamboat Company, which is that these are lovely ships that are going along the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee rivers. Interesting, a lot of fun, but keep in mind, they are in American waters. They are paying American wages. Therefore, the pricing is not going to be what you were seeing on the big ships in international waters. And then lastly, I'm going to put this up on Facebook. It'll be there, the presentation. I'd love for you to check out Rick Mercer's rant on travel. He's kind of a Canadian treasure, and we all love him. And that's about it for today. So for those that were able to tune in, thanks, and I really appreciate you joining me, Helen. That was so sweet.
Oh, you always have some really great tips and advice, and I really love the ideas that you put up today. And I've actually tried a couple, so I think it's I think you're sharing a lot of great things with everyone.
Oh,
we appreciate it.
Thank you. And I do hope that everyone can tune in next week when I have my special guest, Ernie. He's going to be bringing some really exciting ideas with him, you know, for pretty much the Canadian Rockies, from the Rockies all the way out to the West Coast, and then Alaska. I asked him about Alaska. Not that I don't think there are other amazing places to go to within the US, but there was something about Denali. I hadn't made it to Denali yet, so I asked him if he could speak on that. So anyways, everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. And I will be chatting with you again next Friday. Bye.